Hey, how's it going guys? Nate here, and today I want to talk about Bethesda's new review policy. Now this isn't inherently new, in fact we've known about it for quite a couple of months now, but I wanted to talk about it a bit more today because it seems like Bethesda is really going to be following through with this for a while, and it sets a very scary, creepy precedent for the future, one that we wouldn't really like to see, I think, as a consumer base. Anyway, without further ado, let's do further. So what is Bethesda's new review policy? Well, essentially Bethesda is no longer distributing review copies for games to critics more than one day before release. Generally, many game developers send out a review copy of their title to likely reviewers about a week or two before their game launches, allowing the people reviewing these games to have a fairly decent amount of time to review them, play through the majority of the content, and formulate an informed opinion about the title, and then proceed to release a well-articulated review either just before or the day the title comes out. This, of course, allows consumers to get a better understanding of what they're getting into by buying a title. What Bethesda's doing by only distributing review copies a day prior to a title's launch is really hurting that review process, because reviewers don't have enough time to form an accurate opinion on these titles, especially with Bethesda games, which can honestly take a very, very long time to completely experience. I'm still finding new things in Skyrim, and it's been like 5 freaking years. So you can imagine how only 24 hours really isn't a lot of time for a reviewer to actually gather and formulate an intelligent idea of whether or not a game is a decent title or not. They're not going to be able to notice all the things wrong with the game, the bugs, the quirks with it. They're probably not even going to be able to finish the main storyline, leaving critics in a very bad predicament. They can either A, release a half-done review of the title before they've had time to completely experience the game, misleading consumers, or B, play through the game for a week or two and release an actual well-thought-out review weeks after the game came out and most people have already bought the game, defeating the purpose of a review for many. And no matter what, without these review copies, the only real source of information leading up to a game's launch is going to be whatever Bethesda allows you to see, and for obvious reasons, Bethesda's not going to openly tell you and their consumer base what's wrong with the title and that it's broken, so it's very much a filter. The point is, Bethesda is limiting the amount of unbiased information for the consumer base about their game, and that is why so many people, myself included, are very upset with Bethesda's new policy. We already seen the effects of it with Dishonored 2's absolutely terrible PC port that nobody who bought the game on PC had any reason to suspect was going to be an issue. Now, I understand if many of you think the only reason I'm being so critical about Bethesda's review policy is because I want free games early, and I can assure you that I don't get considered for this sort of thing anyway. If I do get a title early, it's because I made a shady deal online, rarely because a publisher actually physically sent me a review copy. And even with Bethesda's own current new policy, that's not to say the current system isn't already a little bit corrupted in its own right anyway. Because when a company sends you a free game early, you're probably more inclined to review that game favorably, because you want more free games early, and being able to release a review before a game comes out or the day a game comes out is going to get you a huge amount of money. And if a developer realizes that someone they keep sending early copies to is negatively reviewing their titles and costing them in sales, they can just stop sending said person copies anyway. So while the current review system is already a bit skewed, what Bethesda is doing is only furthering that. Now, to be fair to them, what Bethesda is doing is absolutely legal, it is their game, but what they're doing just isn't entirely pro-consumer. But I'm going to wrap the video up right here. Hopefully Bethesda does decide to rescind on their current review policy, but even if they do, it's still an already messed up system. So I guess we're ending this video on a high note, so to speak. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you're having a good Thanksgiving, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, worship the devil, whatever you do. Hope you're having a good time, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Peace out, everyone.